What is up, YouTube? So today we're going to be going over the new red pots. They are not actually in the game yet. They have not been implemented. They are in the PTS, meaning in the next patch they've announced these new red pots and they're being tested for the next week before they go live. The idea with these pots originally, what we thought was that they'd be taken out of the game forever, or at least just nerfed to the point where they wouldn't be picked up. But that's not the case. They brought the items back, and we're going to go ahead and break it down. That's what this video is about. Granted, there's already been a change to the pots, as you can see from here. Yesterday, before this change, the pots were 450 gold still. You have to be level 7. As you can see from this, what's on the screen right now, you get 30 power, you get 5 penetration. It's all for 3 minutes. On this red pot, you get 25 extra damage, extra power when you're fighting against gods. Now, before this was changed yesterday, it used to have a slow and a dot, and the dot was bugged and it was proccing on stuff it wasn't supposed to. Well, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the difference and what the new pot means, because this is the second iteration of the pot that is on the PTS. So before, it used to mean every single back you wanted that pot. 30 power on 450 gold is, just to compare it, it's 30 power on, now it's 500 gold. We'll just compare it to the 500 gold. Let's look at an item. Let's look at Jotuns, the most common item you get. 2,440 gold for 40 power, 10 pen, 20 CDR. So for 2,400 gold, you get those stats. The mana is kind of irrelevant. Just focus on the power, pen, CDR. Now, if we jump back to red pot, it's 500 gold for 30 power and 5 penetration. So for 1/5, just about 1/5 of the cost of Jotuns, you get 10 less power and you get 5 less penetration, correct? We'll double check so we're not missing anything. So 5 less penetration, 10 less power for 2,000 less gold. Obviously, you're missing the CDR, which sucks, but you also get extra power when attacking gods with the red pot right now. So if we're just focused on the way they have red pot right now, for 500 gold, pretty much all the time after level 7, you can always have 30 extra power and 5 pen. So this item, if you can maintain it, obviously it's going to cost a lot if you're just maintaining it throughout the game, because it only lasts for 3 minutes. So let's say you want to spend an item's worth of gold on this item, right? It's because you get it earlier. You get the power online earlier. So for 2,000 gold, 2,500 gold, you'll have it for, what is that? Freaking 15 minutes, right? Yeah, you have it for 15 minutes of the game. So around level 7, say level 7's like 4 minutes in or something like that. I don't know, I'm just guessing. So for up to 20 minutes, if you drop 2,500 gold on the red pot, you'll have this extra power that entire time. Now, if you finish your full build, obviously, if you're buying this every single time, if you're buying it too much, you're going to fall behind. But if you can buy this item and maintain your life, not waste the pot, and even get a lead off of it, say you get the first blood and you come back and get boots and a red pot at level 7, that's going to be crazy. It's going to be game breaking. It's going to be unreal. The item's a little bit better yesterday. As I said, they've nerfed it a very small amount, but still, it's giving you 30 power and 5 penetration, plus your ability to deal 25% of your physical power to gods. So you're doing extra damage to gods, you're getting extra power, and you're getting penetration for 500 gold. Now, maintaining this all throughout the game, if you're dying a lot, not going to be worth it. But if you can snowball and you can get a kill, and you can get this item, and then you can get it before the other team, and then you can maintain the pressure and the snowball with it, it's going to be unreal. And then the fact that you're adding this on top of everything once you get later in the game, you're going to have a big fight, you back and you buy this because it's only 500 gold. Like I said, it's like a whole item for 500 gold. Granted, that item only lasts for 3 minutes. It's still, if you know how to use this, if you save it, if you don't pop it right away, you save it right before a big fight and pop it, that's really, really strong. Because it only lasts 3 minutes, you don't want to pop it in the base and walk out. That'll suck. That would be very bad. You'd be wasting a lot of the time. Now we're going to go ahead and jump back to the mage version, because you guys kind of get the gist of the physical version. So we're going to go jump to the mage version. Oops. Let's bring it back up. Can I bring it up? Alright, so you can see it gives you 60 power in the magic version. It gives you 10% CDR. It's still 3 minutes. When you hit gods, you get 3% of your mana back. This did used to do, you got more CDR yesterday before they changed it. So for every ability you hit, you actually got 1 second off your abilities. That was insanely broken. But still, if we're going to break this down again, we're looking at 60 power. We'll go ahead and compare it once again. So we're looking at 60 power, 10% CDR, and then you get 3% mana back. So focus on the 60 power and the 10% CDR. Now we're going to jump over and we're going to look at a CDR item. We're going to look at Chronos Pendant, just like Jotun's. 2,400 gold, gives you 75 magic power and 20 CDR. So the red pot gets 15 less power and 10% less CDR, or once again, nearly 1/5 of the gold. So for 2,000 more gold, you're getting 15 more power and 10% more CDR. Once again, this is permanent and it'll last throughout the whole game, obviously. But just the fact that this item is giving you that much in stats and that much in everything. Like, it's just so good. If you're using this properly, it's like a whole nother item. So you can go into a fight and get a whole nother item the second you pop it. So if you miss time and you don't have a pot ready to go, or you fall behind and you can't afford a pot right before a big fight, or I don't know, say a mid, a jungler, and an ADC all grab a pot and then want to force a fight at Gold Fury and the other team is behind for whatever reason, can't do that, you have a whole item on them. Imagine how much damage and how much extra fight potential that is for your team because you have that. So if you time these pots right now, the way they are in the game, it's going to be unreal. Now, my opinion is I would prefer if they made it so it was old pot where it only gave you a little bit of power. It was 450 gold and you could only get it after level 7. No one will be buying that until late game. These pots don't need to be a factor in the game until late game. Once you hit level 20, you can buy the pots and just have them give a little bit of power. They don't need to give CDR. They don't need to give an immense amount of power. They don't need to give mana back on abilities. Like, these don't need to be a new part of Smite, in my opinion. I understand the idea behind it, but I think everyone would prefer if this item was either, like I said, 450 gold, old stats, and has to be level 7 to buy it, or just out of the game. I think the pace of the game is much better without pots. I think the early game is a lot more fun. There's a lot more outplay potential rather than just raw, I'm going to run at you and do damage because I have this extra pot. It brings a lot more gods into the meta. The fact that the pot is out of the game on live currently. Now, like I said, this is PTS. Hi-Rez is going to change a bunch of shit. What Hi-Rez does, and that's why they're good. But the game is fun. They like to change stuff over and over again, and they will get this right. I'm just trying to point out for you guys right now who don't really understand the pot and what it's doing. The stats are crazy. Even if it is level 7, the stats are crazy. The cost, they upped it a little bit, like I said, from the last patch and from live. It's 50 more gold, now it's 500. That's not that big a deal. When I was testing last night, I was running pot almost every time I backed. If I got a lead, I just kept the pot going at all times and just kept my lead up. I would invade, I would be super aggressive, I would want to fight as much as possible. Like I said, you get mana back on this. So if you are fighting over and over again and you're poking, you're getting your mana back. So say you're P.O and you toss your 3 out every few seconds, you get 3% mana back every single time. So you can do that many more abilities. It's unreal. The fact that I personally thought pots were out of the game, I thought they would make the smallest adjustment and nobody would buy them still, or again, like even when they went to live, went to PTS, whatever, they wouldn't even be bought. But Hi-Rez threw us a curveball with these fucking crazy stats. So hopefully this video helps you guys understand where pots are at right now, the 450 pot specifically. I'll probably talk about it more in stream. I have used this item on a lot of the physical and magical gods. It's really fun, but it's like, okay, it's broken fun and doesn't need to be in the game. And it, in a competitive sense, it's not a good thing for the game, in my opinion. Now, whenever they change it again, like I said, this is the next iteration. This is the second iteration of these pots. I'm sure they'll get changed again. I'll talk about it on stream, so make sure you guys pop in the stream or ask questions in here, and I'll talk about it once it does change. So hopefully you guys like the video. I realized it was just me talking a little bit. I just felt like a lot of people didn't understand what the pots were doing. I got a lot of questions about it, so I wanted to make this video. I will see you all in the YouTube video tomorrow. Make sure you guys subscribe and like the video if it helped you at all, you found it entertaining, or you want more of it. Otherwise, you're just going to get my usual content. So I'll see you guys in the YouTube video tomorrow.